Mic test. All right, there you go. I am now live. I think. I hope. Making sure my microphone works. Making sure my chat works. I mean, yeah, multi chat. Yeah, it works. Great, great, great. We are live again, guys. I'm so sorry. Kinda, I kind of left the stream earlier. Yeah, I just wanted to give some time with my son. Yeah, actually, I played Call of Duty a little bit with my mates. So what are we up to now, huh? Kind of forgot. Ooh, my mic. My mic is really giving me trouble. Somebody joined earlier. I kind of missed them. So while I was away, I was able to draw a couple of panels here. I'm not quite sure about this panel. I don't like the way I sketched it. I might go back to that later. But we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 panels to go. No big deal. How about let's do this big one? Oh, I also need to redraw this thing. Actually, I already have redrawn this thing. I just need to extend some of the elements there because this part is going to be cut off. But I still need to draw. I still want to draw it. Let me. Hey, there's a viewer. Hello, man. Welcome to the stream. I'm just drawing this new page. Okay. Man, my son is so cute. He's learning a few words. New words are pretty fun to like hear from your son, especially if they're kind of like long already and you're surprised where you never heard that word before and where he learned it. Tint tint watermelon. Hey man, what else? What is up? Nothing much. Nothing much at all. Just streaming, chilling with this music. Let's see how that looks good. The sky. Hey OB. Hello, I'm you. Hey man, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Always nice to see new viewers. Whoops. Hey, good night. Come here, Yakap. Good night. Okay. Sorry, guys. Did you hear my son? He just kissed me good night. How sweet is that? What does this need? Oh yeah, his ears. Wait, come on. Okay. I'm really having trouble with my computer lately because my USB ports aren't working. I tried everything. I think I just need to buy new hardware. It's very cute. Oh, you can hear my son. Yeah, dude. One of the things that I love about being a dad. Here's overrated. True, true, true. I think I sketched this mustache a little too much. As a goatee. By the way, if you haven't heard, there's a competition going on, a manga competition, and I'm thinking of entering my story there. The submission date is still in March, and it's still up to until March. So I got some time to refine my writing, create new pages in between, maybe flesh out new new dialogue. What's about my manga? What the story is pretty. It's more like okay, so it's kind of a mix of Attack on Titan and also um let's say Expedition 33. They're it's heavily inspired by those two um story beats, you know? It's not exactly like them. Of course, there's some original part too. But for example, the Attack on Titan part is only like the world they're living in is kind of walled or a barrier. That's the only Attack on Titan ish part. And the Expedition 33 part is like they have to venture outside the barrier at some point to save the day or maybe fix a problem. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I've already written a lot of this story. I've written the beginning and the end, but how they get there, I there's still a lot to write. But most of the major story beats I've already fleshed out. Sounds awesome. Chat, he isn't trolling. I'm not trolling. What do you mean? Okay. Yeah, the eyes looks kind of weird. Love you, bro. Thanks. You have a Discord server? Actually, I do. It's pretty small, but community is pretty tight. So I'm gonna send the link to my Discord server. Wait. There you go. Please join in. A lot of people there are um like manga creators, I think. We love you, bro. We love you too, man. I love you too. Well, thank you. I'll join later. You want Carabao, is it? Do you know what a Carabao is? Yeah, I do. Will you we'll do see you in VC maybe? Oh, VC. You mean in my Discord server? I'm on VC right now on my Discord server. Yes, oh my god. Well, there are a couple of people there right now on my VC. No, I'm guessing it's you two are the ones on my VC. Yeah, I don't know because you guys have different usernames. Great people? Yeah, they're great people. Well, most of them are great people. There's this guy though, like talk to frequently. He just sucks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm because I'm live on my VC too, and people are kind of trolling me. I don't like the way I draw his eyes here. It's okay. It'll be fine. Looks a little crazy. Uh, he is crazy. Honestly, I talk about him behind his back all the time. All right. The head always takes me the longest to draw. And it doesn't seem to be right too. Is it right? I'm not drawing him consistently, am I? It's okay. It's okay. I'll be fine. I mean, the character's eyes. Yeah, he's kind of angry here. He's frustrated about this girl, our main character. Your drawing is so detailed. I love it. Thanks, man. Um, the key is just to draw slowly, and be patient with all the details, like all the grueling amount of hatching lines, for example, I have to go through. Sometimes you just have to turn your brain off and realize that those things kind of take time. And so when you do that, before you know it, it's already done. But it's just take it slow. Like I can just sketch it like this, like it's really fast, but it looks too um like the end result looks too amateurish. And what I realized throughout the years is just take it slow, When you're drawing, don't rush it. Zoom out, zoom in, flip the canvas. I think the eyes really need some help. Okay, that's a little bit better. The anatomy of his neck is probably wrong, but it looks good enough to continue and not worry about it. I have this rule called the rule of cool. So whenever something looks good enough or cool enough, even though it's anatomically wrong or there's something wrong with the fundamentals, I'll still go ahead with it. The rule of cool trumps all rules. That's always what I always say. Here's another example of taking it slow. I don't want to rush this hatching line part. Add some texture detail here. I like to add these dots kind of thing. It just adds a little bit more life to like the metal, because this thing is metal, right? So I'm showing scratches, some maybe rusted parts, or grueling bends and dents here and there. Just the implications of those things. It's enough. Do you do commissions? Asking for a friend. I do, but I'm currently fully booked now with commissions. I'm not accepting anymore. At least not yet. Ask me again next week, maybe. Maybe I'll have more slots. I haven't really taken in any new commissions for a very long time. Just because I take in long term clients that I'm contracted with. And so yeah, it's really difficult for me to find slots. However, I have a project that's about to be finished. I think it depends if my client wants to renew it and keep continuing. So maybe by next week I can finish that and I'll have more time. And another reason why I'm not taking in clients is I want to shift my attention to my own project. Well, this project that you're watching right now, this is my own story, and I'm really passionate about it. Live stream it, talk about it a lot. Probably not in my to my demise. My demise, I probably am talking about my project too much because I'm kind of spoiling story beats now. Isn't It's not good, but I really like talking about it anyway, so I don't really mind. There will come a time where I do stop talking about it and maybe stream it less when this is far ahead enough that people are actually trying to read it. I hope people are trying to read it. That's the hope for this project, really. At that point, I'm gonna stop talking or streaming it at all, and maybe I'll stream it something else. There's a lot to do. Should stream games, but I don't have time to play games anymore. I play Call of Duty with my friends or Path of Exile sometimes by myself. But I also play Battlefield. But the thing is that there's nothing I would rather be doing right now than play games or draw this manga. But I'm at the point in my life now that there's so many other things that I have to do that playing games kind of seem like a wasted time. I do play games just to unwind, but I don't play them seriously anymore. For example, back in my days, I used to be really competitive with Rainbow Six, Siege, and Overwatch. Like Overwatch back in 2016, it was peak, man. Bought the game day one. That was really good. But now, if I play any of those games, I can barely compete with like the young people who play it daily. So right now, I just play single player games and games that I don't really need to be competitive on. Builder games, narratives driven games. Like like Red Dead or The Witcher, things like that. Um, Path of Exile, I don't think you need a second player there to achieve something, you know. So I play that too. It's a very difficult game, and it does require me to pay attention to it more than any other game. But I like it. It's one of those things. I feel like I don't play any games much either. Yeah, you know, it's not that you grow out of it. It's that there's just other things that you have to do, I think. I do miss playing games though. Honestly, I want to play some games. I just haven't come across a new game that I really want to play. Every game that came out recently has just been disappointing. You know what I mean? He looks too old here. Actually, no, he's okay. He's okay. I'm gonna try to draw all the other characters besides my main one. All the guys. I just realized that my main character is the only girl in the story. Everybody's a guy. Yeah, totally. Art is the way to go. Now, for me, I get the same amount of satisfaction as to playing games and also drawing. So that's why I'm not really playing games. I get the same level of satisfaction anyway. Same level of relaxation. It's very therapy because I used to play games for my mental health, but I get the same again. I get the same thing from drawing, and it's more productive. The boys are great. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't want to. Here's the thing. Okay, when I what I like about female characters is when they're presented in a way where they don't lose their femininity. You know, like Free Ren, for example, or probably not a good. Who's a good character? Princess Leia, right? Very badass. She can take care of herself, but she's also very feminine. You know, very ladylike, and I like that about female characters. There's strength in masculinity and femininity, and they're not the same. Another thing, another character is all the girls in Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm not really into K-pop, but that show was just really good. They wrote their girl character really well. You know, they're allowed to have flaws and uh, things like that. You know, they're allowed to be girls. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to be political or some stuff, but I do see the point of other people when they say that girls are losing that traits, like kind of their female traits, and a lot of the a lot of them are just written like guys now. Like they're guys in a girl body. They're guy roles in a girl's body. Is what I'm trying to say. And I don't think. Well, I think that could work sometimes. I also don't like objectifying my characters too much. Although I'm not against that, to be honest with you. I'm not against like gooning and freaking uh making a sexy character. But for the most part, I avoid those kind of things if the narrative doesn't require them. Because I think those are important too. Okay, there you go. You love that show? Yeah. Actually, draw the sketch up the eyes here. Gooners be gone. That's totally fine. The thing is that if those are your customers, then you gotta cater to them regardless if you don't like them. You know, there's gonna be something for everybody in my. But for my main character, who's a girl, um, I won't be objectifying her a lot or at all. Maybe there is a female character that I've written, and she appears much later on in the story anyway. And yeah, she's pretty much like that girl, the goonbait thing. But there's a story behind it. So it's not really just being sexy or being objectified for the sake of it. I've written a story around it. Again, something for everyone. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna keep that character yet because I've written a lot of story beat out when I'm while writing this stuff. But I really like the story that I've written for her. I like that eyes. Yeah, that's art. Okay. Do you have chat delay? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell if I do. I'm looking at my stream though, and I'm looking at my OBS. I think there's a little bit of a delay. I mean, you may be right. I think you do. Yeah, I think I do too. I think it's at least 10 seconds. Okay. Well, that is weird because I have a chat app separate to the YouTube chat box, and I see your chat right now on the chat app, but I don't see it on the YouTube chat box. So yeah, there is a bit of a delay. I should just read chats from the app instead of YouTube. Oh, I don't really like this head. I bet if I reverse that, and it's fine. Something's off about it. I'll fix it later. I know what's wrong about with it. I'll fix it later. Let me just draw the entire head. And I think what's just wrong is the positioning of the head. So they'll be easy to fix once I draw the entire thing. Anyway. Yeah, the position of the head is way off. The neck should be here. Um, okay, like that. It's okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's not a big deal. Head's positions too off relative to the neck. Plus, it should be lower, something like that. No, like that. Let's try it out. I don't know what's causing the delay though. I'd fix it if I did. I think it's just YouTube, to be honest with you. What's wrong with this drawing? I can't point it out. I think it's the okay. Maybe it's the positioning of the center of the drawing of his body. Yeah, it probably is. Should be somewhere here. That's a little bit better. His hand's too big, I think. 'Cause I put, yeah, it's too big, just slightly. Who is this little boy you're drawing? This is Aki. His character is Aki, and he is a companion to our main character. They pretty much grew up together. So I haven't drawn this yet, but I've written the backstory of their relationship. You know, they have a sister brother, older sister, younger brother kind of relationship, where they're looking after each other. You know, kind of like Ed and Al from Full Metal Alchemist. Which, by the way, how good was the anime? Whistling Tarf FG. Hello, man. What's up? Welcome to the stream, buddy. But yeah, I've written a entire story, which I'll touch on. I think chapter 4. I think it there's a little bit of a flashback in chapter 4, or by the end of this of chapter 3. This is chapter 3. I haven't posted it. If you're gonna ask, I haven't posted it anywhere yet until I'm comfortable with the um like the story I'm crafting. So yeah, so the story goes that Aki is a farmer or the son of a adventurer, that also owns a farm. Lives with his grandfather, that's a farmer. He's kind of an orphan, and because his father is missing, his father and mother is are missing. They're both adventurers, and they go into an expedition and they never come back. That's the short story. However, one day, uh, his grandfather comes across Hikari, which is the main character. That's her name. Who doesn't remember anything at all, who is also injured, and so they take him in. The thing is that Hikari doesn't just remember. He doesn't just have a like amnesia. She doesn't also know how to speak. Doesn't remember how to do that. So they kind of have to teach her like all the basic stuff of like living. And yeah, he grows up with Hikari. That's the thing. Yeah, that's it. I'm really telling this story really horribly. Uh, but that's the main point of their relationship. They grew up together and the same household. So Aki here is still a baby when his grandfather finds Hikari, but Hikari doesn't know how to speak or read, so they kind of learn at the same time. So even though Hikari has a older, um, body, he's also really immature, like a kid. I think that's a trope, when you have an immature kind of main character. I kind of like the trope though, so I don't really care. I think that's fine. I think his neck is too thick. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna go back to this drawing, and I'm actually gonna draw Hikari's back here. I think the two. I think these two look too similar, don't it? These two panels. I don't know. Kind of don't like it now that I'm thinking about it. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. That's an ear seen from the back. Her hair should flow. We don't see the front of her hair covered by her hoodie. Something like this, maybe. And shoulders. I'll fix her shoulders later. I know this drawing doesn't make sense yet. I mean, all we see is her hair. Come on. He has a what I call a reverse. Sorry, an inverse bob cut. That's the name of the hairstyle. I really like it. I think it looks badass. Even in real life, if you've seen a inverse bob cut before, pretty cool. It looks really, really, really nice. How? What do you mean how? Are the upside down bob cut? Ah, the bob cut. So it's kind of like this, right? So let's say this is the face, the side view of the face, and just really quickly, a bob cut would be like this. That's like a normal bob cut, really quickly, you know. But an inverse bob cut, the back goes like this, and you see a lot of the neck. She has a bob cut like that. Does that make sense? Upside down, yeah, it kinda is, right? Instead of going this way, it goes that way. Maybe a good idea to show you what it looks like in real life. So it goes like this, right? So the cut is kind of reverse towards the face. Yeah, like this. So cool. I really like that cut. Like this look. Man, I can't. Can I open it? See? Yeah. Anyways, that's her cut. Let's just erase that. It's actually inspired by another character in Gachiakuta. That's where I got her um, hair design from. Do you know the anime? Let me look for the character. Her name is Hyo. So this is kind of the look that I'm looking for. You know, like a Karen haircut. I does say, but it looks badass in anime, in my opinion. But yeah, this character is where she's inspired from. Well, the just the hair, yeah. You nailed it. Hey, yeah, yeah. I actually knew about Gachiakuta from looking at different hairstyles for my character, and then I came across an image of yours. Like, oh, this looks so badass. VRH Arts. Hey man, you're back. What is up, buddy? I know yesterday was exam. It will continue till February 10. Today was difficult one. I somewhat did well. Oh, that's nice. I You somewhat did well. Maybe that's not so nice. I don't know. Did you study for it though? Because if you did your best, then I don't think you need to worry about it. Even if you fail, as long as you did gave it your all, you know that old saying. There's nothing to be there's nothing to regret about if you know you did everything you can, even if you fail. You said it so much, I forgot a few things. You overworked yourself then. Mhm. Never a good thing to overwork yourself, I guess. I'm actually a bit overworked right now. It's but the thing is that I want to be overworked. I love what I'm doing. By the way, I started a comic exclusive manga, and also health issues with my family members, but they are okay now. Okay, well at least they're okay. For me, I'm kind of Stressing out about my clients. One of my clients hasn't replied for a while, so I'm worried about him. Hopefully he's okay. But besides that, everything's fine. Uh, Today's a slow day. Also, there's a reason why my character has short hair, and it's gonna be explored in the backstory that I was talking about earlier. Um, because growing up, she pretends to be a boy, just for safety reasons. Because in their area, there's bandits and human trafficking going on. So she disguised herself as a boy her entire life after an incident where she almost gets kidnapped, and that's why she has short hair. I still try to give her a very feminine look though, with a crop top, because she's now at the point where that's no longer a problem. But that's the backstory of it. So yeah, stray here, hairlines here, and that should be good. Her neck, and she has a black thing underneath her clothing, like that. Okay, I think that looks good. Yeah, looks good. I think I drew her hoodie too big, right? So her hoodie should be here. Shoulder should be here, like that. Okay. So shoulders is her shoulder is kind of up because over here this guy is kind of yelling at her. Not really yelling, but you know, is angry with at her. Maybe we can even give her like chills like that, you know. All right. All right, with this one panel down. Let's do this one. I don't like. I don't like it because they look too similar. I mean, I could just copy and paste the first panel on here, and it will look the same, right? I mean, look really quickly. See, so this looks the same. The same. So maybe I could resketch this so that he's not really facing. She's being stubborn, so she's not facing him. For example, let's By the way, I started wow, I didn't expect scrolling on YouTube would bring me to mangaka like me, but I'm 13 and I do traditionally. Ooh, that's nice, man. 13, you're really making traditional manga? That's so cool. You know, you should keep going because you shouldn't worry about being traditional. I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just seeing a lot less people doing traditional nowadays. And it's really sad. And I'm kind of guilty of this too, because I haven't really drawn anything traditionally for a while. To be honest, it's more about fear. I'm kind of afraid to draw traditionally, and the fear is completely unreasonable. You know, it's an unreasonable fear because it's just that I I am afraid of sucking at it. That's why. Okay, that's more like it. I think we can delete that now. Uh, let's refine her sketch just a little bit more. Yeah. So hairline should be here. Base. Those should be here. And I suck with drawing the mouth. Oh, by the way, if you're a mangaka, there's a competition in March. Well, the submission is until March, in Kodakawa. It's a manga competition, both silent and word non-silent mangas. And I think I'm gonna enter. And I should encourage all of you guys to do the same. I heard, but I'm still storyboarding. Okay. Oh, you got like a few months to go, right? 2 months. The entry is around 16 to 60 pages, and I think I'm just gonna do half that, maybe like a 40 page, 30 or 40 page story. But for me, I think this is my moment. I'm just kidding. But what's important for me is not about winning. I think the real prize there for me is the editor's feedback. Then I'll know more about what I need to do before I can get this story to be actually good. For me, that's really important. Okay, there you go. I'm happy with this now because it used to look like this. Maybe I'll get the hand back. This thing. Oh yeah, that still works. Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of sort of work. I don't like it. Let's just stick with this. Yeah, okay, whatever. It looks different enough for me to go ahead with it. I can always redraw it. I don't know how to stand my manga when I'm done. Since I do it traditional, you can just say scan it, or take a picture. I mean, a lot of mangas are drawn traditionally still, contrary to popular belief. And what they do is just scan the thing and then make copies. Ooh, hands kind of hurting. I think this ear is too low. Maybe here. Right there. Okay. Hair is too low too. Even if it is low here, it should still progressively get longer. Like that. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. And is yours a manga or a webtoon? Or you posted Manga Plus? I haven't posted it anywhere at all, man. But the hope for this manga is going to be it's going to be printed. However, I have plans to post it online too. So I don't know where I'm gonna post it yet. Like I'm not really worried about that. Maybe Tapas or in Webtoon. I'll figure it out later. I don't really know where the good outlets are. But I've already finished drawing the first chapter. It's 28 pages long. So I'm thinking of dividing that into two chapters instead. So technically this would be chapter 3. I'm still thinking about it. It's a pretty solid story with a beginning and end. I think even it could stand alone as its own story, you know? This part of drawing hair, by the way, is really satisfying. The shading and making strands really brings the character's head to life. Do you have any advice for someone that wants to be a YouTuber that makes manga tutorials or for beginners like me? Because I'm planning to. And what's the name of your manga and who is the protagonist? So I'm not sure if I'm the right person to be asking that because I only have 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not really an expert at how to do that yet. But I'm just gonna give you advice anyway from Mike's very small experience and you doing YouTube is just to start, man. It doesn't really matter if you know how to do it because what I'm good at, for example, is I'm really good at learning along the way, and I find that if I just make mistakes now, I can eventually refine them over time. But if I don't start, then I'm never gonna make those mistakes for me to learn from. So that's my probably the only advice I can give is just to start regardless if you know how to do it, and just figure it out along the way. Um, it's what I did anyway. I mean, when I uploaded my first video or when I first started streaming, I kind of was stuttering all over the. I still am, by the way, but back in the day, I used to stutter more, and I used to read my lines a lot, like 10 times before I can make it to the point where it's good enough to post. But at the moment, I only read them a few times now. I'm really good at reading English. And your second question, who's the main character of the title of my of my story is Rain, and then colon the Thunder God, right? And this is the main protagonist is this girl right here with the ears. Oh my god! I searched for a video on YouTube because I wanted to draw the next page of my own manga. Lol. And you found me. Hello, man. Welcome to the stream. Uh, so you're drawing manga as well? NPC WTF? Yeah, same here, but storyboarding. Yeah, yeah. For me, I actually skip storyboarding, and instead, I kind of do that. All right, this is gonna sound really pretentious, but I kind of do all the storyboarding in my head. Partly because I'm lazy. So while I'm writing it, I'm already visualizing. So when I'm writing the story, I'm already visualizing um, the storyboard, right? How it's gonna look. And when I'm drawing and when I'm sketching the actual page, the thing that I just visualized, I then just try to make sure that panels don't look the same. And that's pretty much how I storyboard. Cool. I write a story how I want. Like, I have three characters, and they do this. They mostly dump stuff. They dump stuff. You mean story dumps? About what is your manga? My English is bad. Sorry. That's okay. My English is not. Is really terrible too. My manga is called. Well, the title is still a work in progress. But currently it's called Rain, the Thunder God. And yeah, I'm just thinking of making it shorter, like just Rain. No, not rain as in raining, but this rain. How do you spell it? Rain, right? Like the rule of this guy or the reign of a king, for example. That sort of rain, not as in like ame or rain. Oh yeah, this is the main protagonist. It's a female. Actually, she's the only female so far that I've introduced in the story, and I've introduced like how many? Five, 8 characters now, which is pretty slow, I think. By now, I think a lot of mangakas have introduced like 20 characters. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Does it look like if I no? Okay, looks good. Yeah, I'm kind of apprehensive about this panel because it looks very similar to the previous one where we see her back. I don't like that, but I think it's different enough for me to continue. The skip storyboarding, I used to do the same, but stopped when I found the YouTuber called Draw Like a Sir. He does tutorials on manga and art. When did you start your manga? I think I started it. I don't remember anymore. I think it was August of last year. I started writing it then, and I've drawn a few test pages. See how it goes, and I really redrew the entire story around 3 or 4 times now. So this is like the fourth or third iteration of my manga. If I didn't do that, I would have been a lot further along with this project. I redrew it because I didn't like the story that I was telling. The first iteration, I think it was too sad. It's a sobbing kind of mood, you know. I didn't like it, and I realized that around maybe 10 pages in, it's like, oh, I don't like what I'm writing. I don't like what I'm drawing. Okay, I'm gonna go write it again, and then I did it again. So the second iteration, I decided to do a one shot. I don't remember how many pages it is. It's like 13 pages for the one shot. And that one shot is almost done. And I kind of liked how I did it. And some characters in the one shot are, I don't like this. Some characters in the one shot are kind of drawn differently. And also they have a different personality. Only because the one shot was more of a test page for how I want my characters to interact. It wasn't really something that's definitive. And when I was happy with what I got, then I started drawing it again. And this is what I have now. Sad like Attack on Titans, or even sadder. No, you know, Attack on Titan isn't really sad. I mean, it's a sad story, but there's some beats there that really makes you upbeat, you know, or one of makes you motivated. Like everything with to do with Erwin. Every time that man talks, I just like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, you know, hell yeah. So it's not really a sad. Doesn't really have a sad story beat. I'm not probably not explaining myself too well here. Um, but it's just not me. You know, it's that I don't like to write dark stories. I mean, sorry, I don't like to write sad stories. But the story here is actually kind of dark. It gets dark. It starts off upbeat, but it will eventually get darker and darker. And by dark, I mean like berserk kind of dark. You know. But it starts off upbeat, and then there's a point at the end, at the finale of volume 1, where it gets really dark. And I'm really excited to hit that mark, you know. I'm hyped, but I'm also being patient. I don't want to rush it. I want to develop all my characters. I want to write a good story that people will care about first before I get into the good stuff. That's what I'm most concerned about. There's a symbol on her back. Okay, she's being annoyed here. And it's fine. Ooh, my back. All right, I'm gonna skip this panel, and I'm gonna draw another page. I actually have I'm drawing 4 pages at the same time. Okay. So I might draw something in this empty page. Actually, I forgot what I was gonna. I might sketch some of this too, just to show you how I work. Right. So in this page, this story is these 4 pages. It's all about Aki here, the young boy, explaining to our protagonist Hikari that she should surrender herself to this man because she did a crime unknowingly, and she doesn't want to like go with him. It's like not really a big deal for her, you know. She starts off very immature, but there she has a story arc where she, you know, toughens up and grow up. So he's trying to convince her that you should go with him just for a little bit, you know, just to show the public that you're not a bad guy. And she's kind of frustrated with this. So yeah. Do you guys want to see the other pages? I kind of want her to draw in a sassy pose here. Like it is it's your manga a shonen. Um, or sadly, I don't know Berserk because I heard that it's really dark and I don't watch anime. It's sadder or darker than Attack on Titan. It is a shonen, but it's like a dark shonen. I don't know what Berserk is either. I don't think Berserk is a shonen. I think it's just action anime. Okay, I'll show you guys the pages and maybe I'll explain what chapter 1 is about. Okay. Wait a minute. Phew. All right. Maybe I should also duplicate that. Nah, that's fine. I'm gonna show it here instead. Is that better? Probably not. Okay, I'm just gonna show it to the side screen. Yeah, because I came here late. Well, I've been drawing this for a while. I've been live streaming, drawing the entire process from start to finish. For a bit, you know. Well, maybe not from start to finish, because I usually draw these panels while I'm work, and when I have the time on a Saturday and Sunday, I just stream the rest of them, you know. So this is the first page. I don't really like the first page yet. It's growing on me though, but I'm thinking of cutting a few of these pages. But this is my initial first page, okay? So it starts off kind of mysteriously, very vague, and you see a picture of what looks to be outer space, and it pans out. There's a little bit of an animation cue there. This should actually be a double page spread. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, it pans out and it tells you like how the world ends, you know, and that's kind of like my hook. You know what I mean? And there you see. So the first 3 pages is like a transition. Those are not stars really. Those are a swarm that comes to Earth, and it kind of end the world. This entire swarm ends the world as we know it. And this is the dredge. They're kind of like a cosmic um creatures, right? They don't really intend to come to the world. Um, it's just that they happen to come across it, and this is just what they do. It's like nature trying to consume us, you know. And it doesn't the humans doesn't really last long. This is the world where gods exist, by the way, and I'm thinking of combining all the mythological gods and all the other cultures that throughout history that are really famous, like the Vikings, you know, the samurai, the medieval knights, the Aztecs, those kind of things. They'll be called something else because it's not really Earth as we know it, but just have similar cultures and similar looking aesthetics to what we already know here. I'm gonna do that just to save some time trying to explain what there are. You know, I mean, everybody know what the Greeks look like, right, or what the Vikings look like. They're not gonna be exactly that, but they're gonna be inspired by those cultures, if that makes sense. Anyway, and then here's a double page spread. This is double page spread of the last, kind of like a last alliance from Lord of the Rings kind of deal, where the last forces of humanity are gathered to this one final epic battle, right? And the people on the left are the gods. They're supposed to be Zeus, Odin, and Ra, but I'm kind of thinking of just cutting them out here because they look really corny, to be honest with you. They look really cheesy. Okay, so maybe this is just I'll just cut them out. I don't know what you guys think. Okay? I don't want your opinion. To me, they look really really corny. So yeah, this is the like a double page spread, right? It's like holy shit, you know, this is a massive battle. And then this is the fall of the gods. You know, this the rest of the gods fighting the. This is what I call the Dredge King, the guy that they're fighting, and he's kind of like the MacGuffin of the story. Is the entire point of the entire story is trying to find this guy, the Dredge King. So like you know we can defeat the hive or the swarm, this cosmic eldritch kind of horror that visited Earth and ended the world, right? So these guys fall, the humans fall, and then boom, the barrier is created. And this is kind of my Attack on Titan-ish kind of inspiration, where the world is just confined within this barrier. The barrier is kind of massive though, it's like a country. Well, a small country, right? Maybe the size, let's say the size of what's a good it's like maybe a size of a decent state in the USA. Maybe it's the size of New York, something like that. Just like the Dandan in the anime, there are many gods. There is one god for each city. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, now that I think about it, maybe it's like that. But the gods here they all get defeated. Either they all get killed, or a lot of them just flee into their own realm, never to be seen again. But in this page, the thunder gods sacrifices themselves to create this new element called divine lightning, and it's what the barrier is made out of. And the barrier is very important. It kind of functions like Thor's hammer or the Kinton cloud from Dragon Ball Z, or there's this thing I just recently discovered in Gachiako Tattoo, where it's like you can't really enter the barrier unless you have good intentions with the people that are living inside the barrier. It has a worthiness charm into it, kind of deal, where the barrier it can only destroys like bad intentions, sort of like the Genki Dama from Dragon Ball, you know, the Spirit Ball from Goku. It has that property, and the land is called Raikishi. It's lightning something, right? The last fortress of humanity, and this is. So the dialogue here starts off really mysterious, but over here it kind of reads like a drunken tirade, right? And that's because the person actually narrating this is drunk. This is our main character. So yeah, this is his big intro. Attack on Titan Waltz plus Shrin. What's Shrin? I'm not familiar with that. So this is our main character. He's kind of like a vagrant troublemaker. Again, she's very immature at the start of this story. In this page, I drew it differently, but I realized that you can't really do something like this with the manga, at least not consistently, because it needs to be black and white and no gray. The grays are made of halftones. So I just did one page of this style, which is my normal style. And then I had to relearn the entire thing, right? The entire manga process. So I kind of change it to something more like this. This is all just black and white. There are no grays involved here. The grays that you see are all halftones, right? That screen tones. It's like the illusion of gray, but they're only just black dots. Yeah. So I started doing that. I had to learn this trick. So her main goal is to recruit people to go outside the barrier, and she's not really doing a good job here, and she gets thrown away. And yeah, this is Aki. Introduction to Aki, the kid that you saw earlier. And she's kind of teasing her here while she's on the ground, you know. And our introduction to the Virgil Village arc. And this is Virgil Village. So is the girl a furry since she has ears? Well, I don't think that's what you call a furry, right? I think a furry is like has like an animal face but with a human body. Meanwhile, she just has like a fox ears or lynx ears. So I wouldn't classify her as a furry. So because she doesn't have fur. or she has fur in her ears rather. I don't know. I wouldn't classify her as her. I think furries are mostly like animal face with a snout. And then yeah, this is the Virgil Market. Virgil Village is kind of famous for the market. Just like Eren and Boy is like Mikasa. I would classify it more as a Elric and Alphonse kind of relationship rather than Eren and Mikasa. They're kind of inseparable, but they also kind of banter a lot, you know? So, yeah, this is her introduction to Virgil Village. The market for Virgil Village, right? It's popular that it has like big signs like this piggy here. And it has a crab, crab right there. And there's like a squid here. And this, whatever creature this is. So that's Virgil Market. She's trying to find a job because they're kind of broke, but instead finds a call to arms kind of thing. And our introduction to Senior Nestor, this guy. I like how I drew him here, but I think I changed him quite a lot. I'm gonna have to redraw a lot of his designs. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies with this character. Also, the introduction for the bystander, which is later on named Eldrick. And yeah, this page is just to showcase more of Senior Nestor having a really nice, good heart. And yeah, she kind of gets their attention. This page too. I really like this page, by the way. It's one of my favorite pages here so far. And she throws a roof tile towards Senior Nestor. It's like a comedic page, okay? And she does it again, but he hits him in the face this time. And this is where our action page starts. She gets chased by Senior Nestor's goons, which you saw here earlier on the first panel. She gets chased. She gets knocked out a little bit. Actually, if you look closely here, her sandals almost comes off. And yeah. Oh yeah, you know, I gotta redraw this because I still drew her with the sandals on here. Wow, is she good at perspective? Good at drawing backgrounds with 2 vanishing points? I'm jealous. Thanks. I think I have a tutorial on that on my YouTube channel. My very latest video. So yeah, this rope that they're using is very special. She's supposed to be very strong, but she's having a hard time getting free of it. And that's explained later on. So she's kind of tied up here. And this guy goes for like the kill, right? The punch. I know they're kind of violent, and there's a reason for that. Again, later on we're gonna explore that. We're gonna explore these guys. But she drop kicks her as instead. Kaboom, right? And yeah, this is where the action starts. She spins and she kind of pulls them towards herself. and she double kicks them. I don't like the drawing here. What do you guys think? I think it's okay, but I think I can do better. This angle is really hard to draw. Anyway, I think the other guy should be smaller, to be honest with you. And so she wrangles her them up, and this is our explanation to the power system of my world, which is the rune coins. This is like the first layer of my power system, the rune coins. There's like 3 or 4 other levels, right? It gets stronger and stronger. But this is just the first explanation. So different runes have different uses, not just for combat, but also for utility, like cooking, lifting, farming, things like that. These are like that. Man, this music is really getting loud. Sorry, hold on. It's kind of distracting me. Anyways, this is the introduction for the rune system, which is the power system of my thing. You can, like, runes can be refined, and it can also be placed directly to an object to have their effect. So, for example, here we have rune of durability, which makes the rope really, really strong. That's why she was having a hard time breaking through it earlier. There's also rune of rejuvenation, which heals you a little bit. Rune of power, which makes you stronger. Rune of it's rune of empowerment. That's the one. Actually, just rune of power sounds cooler because it's shorter. Rune of durability. Rune of what was it? I wrote all this down. I just don't remember all of them yet. But there's quite a lot of them. Rune of acceleration, which makes you faster. Yeah. So I'll explain more of that later. And the next page, we see more of them arguing, teasing a little bit, more character development stuff. And then we get our Senior Nestor enters the room, right? Because she kind of provoked him. And that's the end of chapter 1. It ends with this big panel with Senior Nestor. I kind of need to change his dialogue here. I want to remove the unforgivable part because he does forgive him a little bit, and just actually, you know what? That's fine. I think it's okay. Now that I think about it, yeah, I need to redraw Senior Nestor on a couple of panels still because he doesn't look consistent. I like the way I drew him on the very first time here. This Senior Nestor, longer mustache, scruffier hair. So yeah, that's the end of the first chapter. Which I'm thinking of dividing this to 2 chapters because there's like 28 pages. Maybe how many pages is that? Like 14? 14 pages per chapter. Yes, that's a good amount. And I'm still thinking about it, okay? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I've also drawn a world map. It's not finished yet. It's like it's like 2/3 finished. Almost done there. I'm gonna sketch that later. I just want to get to drawing, to be honest with you. Why is that? Oh, okay. Oh no, I think I drew this in one layer. Wait, give me a sec. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, my story is more of an amalgamation and a little bit of deviation from the stories that I like. I think it's totally fine to take story beats that you like, because even Attack on Titan, it's not really the whole wall thing. The whole Eren turning. It's not really original to Attack on Titan, right? I mean, Code Geass did that, and it's not really that Isayama copied Code Geass. It's like more. It's like doing that and then adding some of things of your own. A lot of stories are just stories that have been told many times. After maybe chapter 4 or chapter 5, I may stop drawing my pages and maybe focus a month's worth of just drawing world building stuff. I don't know, because I kind of want to finish my world map, and there are a couple of things I need to design. Like there's this thing called a war bark in my story, and it's kind of like a gigantic vehicle that they have to use in order to traverse the um the world outside of the walls, or the border, and it's going to act like their home base, kind of like how One Piece has the Going Merry or the Thousand Sunny, right? And so every adventurer has to have one before heading out. Well, my manga is about teenagers with elementle elemental powers to defeat evil wishes, to defeat evil wishes that they created by spirit with unfinished business. I did wishes because there's too many evil spirits anime, no copywriting. Well, there's not really a problem, I think. Again, my story is pretty derivative. I'm not gonna hide from that. I don't think it's a problem if you copy a story beat. There's a book if you really wanna uh learn about manga creation and writing a good manga. The writer of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hirohiko Araki, wrote a book about how to write a good manga, and it's like a formula. It's complex to understand. Yeah, but it's a formula. Hirohiko Araki wrote a formula on how to do that to write a good manga, and he says that it's kind of like my guiding star, right? My north star, so to speak, when it comes to what I'm doing when I'm writing. And I totally forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, right, the derivative. And he says it's totally fine to copy a story beat, but it's not good to copy a story, if that makes sense, right? A story beat is more like a theme, like a thematic um I'm mixing the word. Like okay, I'm just gonna go back to the Attack on Titan analogy, right? Like the story beat of Attack on Titan is that the main character becomes a villain, so that everybody will come together. I think another series that did that is Watchmen, right? The good guys had to become the villain so that everybody else will unite under one banner and avoid a larger conflict. But they already did that. But that is just a story beat. But what Attack on Titan didn't do is copy the story, the overall arcing story. It just copied that beat. And even Watchmen isn't the first one to do that. It is also derived from a philosophy. I think I can't remember the actual saying. It makes sense. Yeah, totally. Um, there's a quote in philosophy. Um, I don't remember how it goes, but it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, something like that, right? But it goes deeper. There's a full quote that actually turns that around. Oh yeah, here we go. I found the quote. It goes. It's an Arabic proverb. It's I against my brother, and I and my brother against my cousin, and I and my cousin against the stranger. So I think that's the philosophy of Watchmen and Code Geass and Attack on Titan that it's copying, where all of them is trying to become something that they don't want to be in order for the world to become brothers and unite for a greater conquest, for a greater for a greater enemy. Are you looking at me? Yeah, I totally am looking at Google because it was driving me crazy. So her hair here should flow like this on her hand, right? And it drops here like that. Nice. Now I don't have to draw the hands except for the thumb. Oh, regarding what you said to me earlier, by the way, where I'm really good at angles, I had help with references. It's not really. I didn't do it on my own, you know. Just to be clear, I'm totally using a lot of references for these things. Well, some of them. In fact, some of them you may recognize, like the poses. I think I some of them ended up maybe copying a bit too much. Just for a disclaimer. I've been told that I should keep saying that. Okay, so it should stay like this, and it's like a garter here. It's folding, and a larger fold around the end of the sleeve, and finally fold like that. And that's where her. This is where the forearm bends. So there's a fold here. I'm just thinking loudly, okay? Let's get rid of the sketch, and yeah, we can totally draw this now. The black sleeve here. Oh, don't have my. Well, the thing here is I kind of merged the sketch as well as the panels. So see, it's panelless because I turned the sketch off. I kind of need to do that for a bit. I'm not really good at drawing folds. I'm not even sure if this is correct. But I have a rule where if it looks correct, then it's good enough. And to me, that kind of looks okay. All right. I'll shade that later. I think man, now that I think about it, I think I drew that too. I think her arms are too long. Should stop right around there. Okay, good. think it's still too long. Okay. All right, that's good enough. Means I have to raise her chest as well. This shouldn't overlap, right? Her chest and the hand. The hand should be behind. Yeah, that's good. Looks better. Look at you were streaming. Hey, silver comment. Of course, it's Saturday. How's the progress looking? It's not really that good. Oh, well, the progress for this week is kind of slow, is what I mean. But progress so far, overall in general, it's pretty nice. So far, so good, I'd say. How are you? Migraine, but managing at the moment. Yeah, same here. Actually, I have a massive migraine as well, man. Tell me about it. Sucks. But it's not so bad for me, at least. That I don't really know. It's not so bad that I need to take in with the medicine. It's just okay. I think it's because I drank some alcohol yesterday. I had my college reunion with a bunch of buddies, and it was the first time I drank alcohol for a very long time. Um, but it was worth it. I enjoyed every moment of it. It's really cool catching up, with old friends. Been happening for a month. Yeah, I recall you telling me something like that. You should probably get that checked up though. For me, it's not the migraine. It's that sometimes I get dizzy. It's really bad when it happens. Well, as well as at night. And it's been okay. You should check. You should have it checked up, man. That sounds worrisome. Hey, I'm back. Yeah, nice. Nice to have you back, man. I didn't even know you were gone. Ooh, you get dizzy as well. Yeah. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to going out anymore. I'm thinking of making this an overlap. Where I drew her entire head instead, because they're gonna be cool. But the thing is that a lot of these is gonna be cut out, so probably not a good idea to do that. Well, going out is important. I was eating, I got hungry. Hey, I could use some food too. So I can't draw her overlapping with it. But although that would be really cool though, draw that and then this, her ears. But the thing is, my margin will just cut that out. See, I could draw a smaller panel. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I'll think about it. And what is consumed plays into health. Yeah, that's totally right. I agree with you. You are what you eat, they say, right? When was the last time I touched grass? Oh, yesterday when I had my college reunion. I live in a massive city, a very polluted one, so there aren't any grass to be touching here anyway. It's a really depressing city, by the way. I'd rather live in like the my province where it's more mountains and grasslands. But the problem is that internet there is pretty bad, and I kind of needed to, you know, work and do social media and stuff. And it's really depressing to hear that, even for me, because I'm kind of an old school kind of guy. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't be doing social media. But there's money to be had in social media, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. Not to mention sunlight. Oh, I get a lot of sunlight. It's not like I'm not a recluse or something, right? I go out. It's just I don't go out as much. That's what I'm trying to say. Back when I was younger, I used to go out every day. Now that I'm a dad and I work from home, I'd rather just stay in, and do some work, play with my son. Oh, Yellow Sun 11. Hello, welcome to the stream, man or woman. I'm still asking myself on how to do people make manga without storyboard. Even the best use them. Uh for me, the way. Okay, let me show you something. Okay, wait. Oh, uh, can't find it. Well, the thing is, I don't really storyboard my thing. I just do it. I storyboard, just not traditionally. Okay, I storyboard it in my head. So, for example, I'm writing, let's say, panel one, and this would be in a Word document. Okay, and I say, oh, Hikari, or let's say this is a girl, low camera angle, um, view from behind, right? Something like that. That's how I storyboard. Okay, with words, and then I visualize it in my head. So it's not that I don't storyboard. I just don't storyboard like traditionally you do it. Some process are is different than others. Yeah, that's true. I kind of can work. Okay, again, this is gonna sound so pretentious, but I kind of am able to work within my mind. SpongeBob, compare me to SpongeBob. So for example, I do it when I'm writing. Okay, so I can only do let's say one thing at a time. So I write stuff with the thought in mind of what they're gonna look like on the pages, instead of just writing the beats. I also write the panels in. Maybe I'll show you one day my process on how I can do it without storyboarding, but in a traditional sense. Yeah, I could probably do it right now. My friend don't storyboard too. They draw Dragon Ball Z like style when while draw in Sailor Moon style. Yeah, well the thing is, okay, I'll show it to you. Okay, this is my script for Should I show it here? I should show it on the other side. Okay, this is the script for my story, right? How many page 14? So it's 14 pages. So there are some panels here where I don't really need to figure out what they're gonna look like, because there's like this thing in my head where I just know it's a talking pose. Okay, so talking pose, it's either can be high camera angle, low camera angle, view from behind, view from front, one third view. So there are a couple of things I can pick from, right? Um, so yeah, so here let's pick out a page, a random page 11. So okay, this is just a talking pose. I got it. Okay, so that could be anything. That could be a there's an exclamation mark. That could be let's say a really nice like affirmative got it, right? So what you're gonna think there is, okay, she looks determined. She is she's affirming something really really strongly. So you just draw that, whatever that is. So I don't, that's all in my going on in my head. Again, this sounds really pretentious to me, but this is just how I do it. Okay. Um, and I could again pick an angle just to make it less repetitive with the rest of the dialogue here. I need to refine some of these things. What else can we pick? Page 10. Yeah. So I'm really explaining this really poorly, but that's just how I do it. I'll make a tutorial about it later on, like a long form video, just to really explain myself. And I'm a new subscriber. Oh, now I see how you do it with the storyboard. Yeah, that's really just how I have been doing it. Well, I haven't been doing that like that all the time. Just recently, I figured that I could probably just cut time by doing it like that. I'll be right back. I just need to grab some water. All right, I am back. Oh, thank you by the way for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate that. I think I just reached 1,000 subscriber recently, and I'm making a video. I'll make a video about that later. I'm making a video about a tutorial for Kamome Shimoha. What's it? Shirahama. Shirahama's art style. How do you pick the right clothes for your character? I actually scroll through fashion design um, images on Google, on Pinterest, and other websites that I can really grab my hands on, and also real life. Sometimes I'm walking down the street, I'll find somebody with a really cool outfit. Maybe I could put some elements of that in my story and my characters here and there. But for my story right now, it's really medieval kind of era, so I also need to consider their clothing. So it's medieval mixed with Victorian. So people will be wearing vests and specified suits, things like that, with a bit of a fantastical element to it, right? I mean, I don't want them to be too realistic, but it has to fit the story. Is what I'm trying to say. Because I kind of find it difficult to choose the right clothes. I feel the same way. The My main character, I've designed her many times. I've changed her design so many times, man. She used to wear a kimono, and then I thought this is so generic. So I looked up some hoodies because I really like hoodies, and I figured out that maybe I just draw something that I like. What do I like in a woman? Like, what fashion sense do I like that attracts me to it? It's like, oh, I like crop tops on a woman. So, okay, let's do that. So crop top it is. And I tried to make it simple. I look up some designs for crop tops, and I found some really cool concepts out there. And I started to just copy that, and then tweaking a little bit here and there, making it into something more original. So yeah, that was my entire process. I'm drawing the hands now. Do you make sound effects in English? Definitely in English. I know a little bit of Japanese, but it's not adequate enough for me to uh, apply it on my manga. I don't even know what the sound effects are in Japanese. I mean, I can read Japanese. Oh no, did I merge it? I did, didn't I? I merged the layers. It's fine. It's fine. So I don't even know how Japanese manga does their sound effect. If there's the process for that, I don't know. I like that. Hmm. Let me just do a panel check. How many do I need to do? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, just 10 panels? I can probably finish this week. I can do another 5 tomorrow, Sunday, and then another 5 on a Monday. Or I could probably do more, really, off stream. This hand is too long. I'm gonna make it shorter. Oh crap! Right, I merged the layer, didn't I? Whatever. Cut that. I merged the sketch layer and the drawing. Okay, there. And thanks for the advice from earlier when I asked you about becoming a YouTuber. So I'll try to make a short on YouTube. Yeah, do it, man. Just don't just make this mistake. Accept that your first video is not going to be the best one, and accept the mistakes you're about to make. Okay, don't be afraid of them. What's important is that you start, because if you just keep on trying to um make excuses that, oh, I need to practice my thing, I need to be a better artist, you're never going to start. You're going to always move that goalpost, man. That's the mistake I did. I wish I started a lot earlier with content creation, because I would have been further along with my journey on YouTube. But no regrets. This finger should be longer like this. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. It's not creating a tangent. Make that fatter. Okay. How does that look? Yeah, looks good. Good enough. So yeah, this freaking start, man. And the key to content creation is, well, from what I've been told, okay, it's just consistency. And I think that's the hard part, really, more than anything. It's really hard to find the time and energy to do it sometimes. For example, once I finish a video, it's kind of like a massive dopamine drop, or not dopamine, like an energy drop. It's like, okay, if I finish a video, I'm gonna take a rest, and then you take that rest. Sometimes you don't get back from it. You just keep on resting. I'm too tired to do it, and again, this entire process of making a video. But yeah, all you gotta do is just start again, and the motivation comes back eventually. So for me, I don't take rests, because I'm not too afraid to be more compliant to myself and take too long of a rest. What I'm worried about now is making a good process, a good pipeline on when I'm going to manage my work, drawing my own manga, as well as making content for YouTube for my channel. It is very satisfying though. Um, when people are commenting, for me, it's really satisfying. Commenting, even the hate comments. I am still glad that people are watching, even though if they hate my videos, I don't care. If you watch my video anyway, enough for you to form a bad opinion, which is good enough for me, right? And that's another thing is you gotta be able to be okay with haters. That's another sign of success. It's getting haters. I would actually wish I had more haters, man. Like genuinely hate my stuff, you know. You know why I would like to wish that? Because then I can make content about it. When you put white lines, oh, by the way, hello, Jester Studios. When you put white lines like you did on the vest, do you alternate between black and white with the brush, or do you erase the black to reveal the white background? Oh yeah, I erased the black. So right now this is an eraser tool, and I'm just erasing the black. You can also do it by alternating, maybe. That's actually probably a better way because later on I'm gonna make backgrounds, and that could well, the thing is I have a process to fix that issue. But yeah, I'm just erasing it. I'll show you the problem that you can encounter when with this process. So for example, I'm gonna create a new layer behind this person, and I'm gonna draw a background. See, it's going to create this kind of black thing, uh, black lines. You don't want that, okay? So to overcome that, I create what you call a mask, and this is how you do it, right? You create a gray layer beneath, and you pretty much just erase the lines uh, like that. This drawing is not finished yet, so it's doing a good job. And you turn that white. So now when I draw behind the character, it's not going to show like any blacks at all. But outside of that white thing that we just drew, see? Does that make sense? Anyways, I'll do that later. Um, and one day when I have 1,000 followers, let's do a video together, and I'll show you how good I am at drawing and storytelling. But when I buy myself or ask my mom to buy me a drawing tablet, hey man, that'd be great. You know what you can do? You should join my Discord server. We could just do that right now. Because people there are sharing their art, talking about um, uh, s- like a story, their story. A lot of mangakas in my YouTube channel. Not my YouTube channel. I mean my Discord server. That is good. Yeah, man. I'll show you that a little bit later. I usually do that process when I finish the entire page. Okay, I'll draw the eyes last. I should have sketched this a lot better. Man, I'm really terrible at drawing feet. This is gonna suck. Yeah, I drew. I think it's better to separate the feet like this, right? Is it better? A tad bit. Hmm, I'm not sure if I should follow my sketch. Let me take a look. Oh, I guess it's okay. All right, I'm gonna follow the sketch. What's your page size and resolution? Let me show you. 6071 pixels by 8500 pixels. Yeah. I usually transfer this to Clip Studio when I finish a chapter, just so that I can get the cut out right. Because right now my margins are just I just eyeballed my margins here, based on what I found in Clip Studio. So yeah, that's my panel size, my page size. Pretty massive, huh? So talking about Clip Studio, I've never really attempted to print anything before, so I didn't worry about like the sizes as long as it's big and I can draw really well. Even though I've been drawing mangas for other authors for a very long time, I just recently like learned how to print because I've never gotten a client that wanted to print their story. It's always like digital mangas or web comics, right? So I never worried about that. But now that I do, it's like, oh man, this is a different kind of thing that I had to worry about now. And so Photoshop doesn't really offer you that much options when it comes to printing on Manga. You gotta figure things out for yourself, for the sizes and it's really annoying to be honest with you. Really daunting. And so I decided to look this up, and apparently Clip Studio just make that entire process easy by giving a template. And it's like, oh man, I have to now I'm subscribed to Adobe, and I'm also subscribed to Clip Studio. And well, luckily, Clip Studio isn't as expensive as Adobe Photoshop, right? Udah, nakatulog lang? Nakatulog lang yan? Ah, good. Hindi, okay lang yan. Hindi pa rin siya nagre-reply. Ay, parang thanks ako for ilang linggo. Kailan tayo nakabawi, no? Saan kala naman talaga? Live to, be, sa Japan. Live. Nakapunta na tayo dyan. Ito yung papunta tayo ng malaking Gundam na sa to. Odaiba, punta Odaiba. Rainbow Bridge. I hope so. Hmm? Patuloy na ngayon. I don't like... Sige, sige. I'm not sure I like this. I think her legs is too long. I mean, his leg is too long. Spaghetti lang ako tsaka hotdog. I think his leg is too long. I'll fix it once I finish the sketch. I can always just, adjust it. I just want to redraw the damn sketch. I'm really bad at drawing feet. Yeah, you'll see. Here, I'm kind of regretting this angle, but I gotta do it. It looks good. That's not too bad. I haven't really drawn his shoes in this detail. Actually, let me get back to how I drew it before I forgot. Okay, it's a very simple shoes then. Okay, very simple shoes. No need to overly complicate it. Just copy paste that, make it smaller. And that's my left foot. Now I do think that the shoes here are too big. I mean the feet is too big. Too long. Let me experiment a little bit, yeah? What if make it shorter? No, I think it's okay. What do you guys think? because the judgment I'm looking for is like this thing here. The hands, for example, if I copy that and make it here. Oh yeah. Because it should exceed, right? Just above the knees. And his knees should be right. Okay, that's perfect. It should be, his knees is right there. And his hand should be end right here. So that's what I'm thinking. Ten minutes now. And now. 10 minutes na lang mag-end na ako. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. Let's just draw the eyes. Uh, hold on. All right. There's still a lot to do with these panels. Like I haven't done any rendering, like hatching lines and things like that, right? Usually I do. I do way more than what you've seen here. Um, but I usually reserve that with the rendering phase. Oh look, I made a mistake here. This totally doesn't fit, right? This should be higher. So yeah, there's gonna be more work to be done. Okay, that looks good. What's the process for action lines? Action lines. And also speech bubbles. So I make my speech bubbles on Adobe Illustrator. It's just easier to do text there because my Photoshop lags really terribly when I'm trying to do text. So I do it in a separate app called Adobe Illustrator, and they kind of look like that. I'll show you to you on my previous pages. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were here earlier when I showed these. So that's kind of like my text bubble. Not sure if you see it. So yeah, for action lines, I'm not sure what you mean by action. Do you mean hatching lines? I have a few action pages here if you want to see. Um, Here, right there. So I'm guessing what you mean is motion lines, right? So this is how I do it. So it goes to the direction where she's going. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I can do better with this one. So yeah, more here. Here's more hatching lines where I guess what you call action lines. This needs a little bit more help. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Anyway, so how many do I need to do? Man, there's still a lot of work. One, two. Oh yeah, the backgrounds too, man. Three, four, five. Still a lot of work to do. Anyway, I'll probably do these off panel, off stream, because I'm really tired now, guys. I gotta go. I gotta sleep and do some other stuff. Hey, I was about 3 hours now. I'll stay for like a few more minutes just to chat with you all. If you guys have any questions, yeah. By the way, join my Discord server. Right? I'm gonna send the link again. Yeah, join my Discord server if you guys want to chat with other people who wants to like do manga as well or draw as well. Yeah, I sent the link on my chat, and yeah, there's a lot of cool people there who wants to also again like me or doing manga, and we share a lot of our insights and just help each other out. You know, it's a pretty cool community. It's still very small. There's no very few people there, but it's really tight knit. I think you know. I'm trying to grow it via my YouTube shorts and TikTok shorts as well. Wala to na lang. Yeah? Wala pa? Wala pa? Anyways, I'm gonna end this now, and you guys have a nice day. I don't know how to end the stream, so I'm just gonna end the stream. Thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, bye bye. Okay, I had 2 subscribers there. Bago.